Wait, I think we have to go to the hotel lobby first, right? Yeah, that's so dumb. I really... I know there was a limited screen resolution on the DS, but this is just dumb. Like, you could have come up with a better option than limiting some of my movement if I'm not in a certain spot. That's... I don't like that. Maya... Now it's tense again. Please answer us, Mystic Maya! We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time he was the killer. He and Engard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. No, not move. Examine. The motorcycle. It seems that Engard was quite famous even as a motorcycle racer. Generally, when a star like him tries to do something like that, they fail, but it seems Engard is no ordinary man. Maybe we'll find more about that later. This is the first time I've seen such a large fireplace. I don't particularly care for a large fireplace. It's like all this danger and we're just looking at their fireplace. They remind me of my youth. That's right, he grew up in a really affluent household. I guess you're still not over that case, huh? Don't take this personally, but I really do not wish to remember anything from that time in my life. It looks like there's another room in the back. Leave that to us. I'm sure the investigation team is already doing its job in there. That Engard. This is probably where he conducted business with D. Killer. Yeah. Shelley D. Killer values his client relations more than anything else. So I'm sure he must meet with his clients in person to talk about any transactions. It's Engard's personal collection. I'd say it's a hobby of his to collect prop masks of shows related to his own. You seem to know all sorts of details about Matt Engard. Almost too many details. He's the defendant in this case. Of course I would know about him. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alright. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for the cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoe? Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. Kind of creepy, to be honest. A bear? Isn't that more a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. I'm sure that's for Shoe. Do you think that this came through that little door? This door. It's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Isn't this like the wrong way to break down a door? Like, you gotta break it out, not in. Of course, maybe it does break in. There's no one in here. From the looks of this room, I would say this is Engard's private lounge. Look at this, Wright. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals in a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the killer is smart enough to not, leave that there. There's no tape to be found. No. But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. A huge television. Oh, excuse me. A huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I would die a happy samurai fan if I could see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Yeah, that's what she'd say. I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya. All things considered. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had that tape, it would have been really helpful. Yeah, well, I'm sure he wouldn't have left it for us. It's in Guard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. There's a little door for Shu and this big door. I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out here. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on this one. But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with. Mr. Nick. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. I can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like Guard taped all of his own shows. Okay, I think we're mostly done here. And into the wine cellar. Maya? Are you in here? I guess not. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now, we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking for you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. Alright, few things to look at in here. I'm getting a little tired too. I think we got enough to finish it though. It's the one nice thing about all these guides I've been looking at is it gives me an idea of how long we have left, and I don't think there's that much more left here. Wow. I've never seen so many bottles all in one place before. Well, I guess when you're a star, you have so much money you can buy anything you want. It's a pretty heavy door, isn't it? I can't open it all by myself. Please don't shut me in here by accident. Okay, Mr. Nick? If I were locked in a place like this, I'd be plenty scared too. Trust me. The light doesn't filter in all the way, so it's hard to see. It looks like there are crates and cardboard boxes tied up with wire here. Alright, and I think the most important thing, of course, is this picture of Celeste. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax? You mean... Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Guard's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Celeste's photo added to the court record. What's wrong, Pearls? Please, let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message. What? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get Guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. Guess I'll something you later. Talk to you later? No! Mystic Maya! Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' Psyche Lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I could stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your Psyche Lock. Psyche Lock? Don't worry about it. Just listen to me. I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Alright, I think we have the evidence we need. I don't know what it is, because I accidentally lost my webpage that I was looking at earlier. Let me pull it back up. Ah, here it is. Let's see. Okay. I thought... No, that's right. I didn't present anything earlier here. Okay. Yeah, so this is the last thing we do, and then we're just going to talk to her for a while, and then we'll be done. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. In Guard for the murder? I've already told you countless times because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. In Guard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it. You said revenge. Okay, let's skip a little bit. So, we can present one of two things. We can either present... Here. We can either present the suicide report or Celeste Impax's profile. We'll go with that profile.
Take that!
Celeste! There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that's Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hit her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. In Guard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, right, okay. The Celeste photo. This is the last one.
Take that!
This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. In Guard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. All right. Why frame him? Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Kurita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. In Guard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. Oh. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used, toyed with, until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste in her kindness moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. Revenge. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Poor Miss Impax! That wasn't the end of it. That day, I am almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, it was probably going to be pulled out during that press conference, right? With his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge. There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. Yep. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night, when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even bought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with Maya's situation. or with what I know now? To be continued! So are we going to actually defend him? That's a little strange. All right. Well, I think next time, to my understanding, let me look it up. So next time we're going to have a trial that looks like it'll be in at least 2 parts. Yeah, it'll be in 2 parts. So we'll do half of it next time and half of it the following recording. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like people were saying, this is definitely one of the more interesting trials. I don't know how we're going to go about defending somebody we know is wrong. I know people do that all the time, public defenders and all, but it's definitely got to hurt Mr. Wright a bit, considering he doesn't really let failure, failure's not an option and all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed though, and I'll see you next time for some more Ace Attorney Justice for All. Bye!